We got rocks.
We finally got the rocks.
This is the first load.
The first load.
Second load hopefully is on its way.
Look at this thing right here. So that's a good view right here.
Go ahead, dump it.
What's going on, everybody? First part of the epic Otter Pond's about to start right now. A giant cat has just pulled in and it's about to be epic. Ed is on the way right now. We're probably gonna see him fly over in a few minutes because this is like a highway of airplanes right here to go to Fort Lauderdale, but this is gonna be crazy. We'll put the thing over there and we're gonna start digging in a little bit. It's about to be insane. And the crazy thing is, while you're seeing this, we have a monster fish tank that's getting built right now. So it's all like crazy timing, crazy Monday morning. I told you guys 2022 is gonna be epic and it's starting with a bang. All right, you guys, Ed is here and the whole team. They're all here for the preparation 2 weeks before the Otter build. And Ed's gonna start explaining on what we have going on. We have a lot of concrete there from what we did inside the building. That's a whole nother crazy video. But today's the day for preparation.
Right about in here, there's going to be an 8-foot, the panel that we talked about, Tony. 8 feet wide, 8 feet tall. It's going to have a cutout in it for a glass viewing panel. We're going to dig a trench and we're going to bury that thing to make it solid. But the top of it's going to probably be about this high above grade. So once that is set, what we're going to do is we're going to start digging behind us. This is going to be the pond area, but we have to build everything up about this high, approximately 3 to 4 feet above grade. So at the bottom of the pond, there's going to be a wetland filter. So we're going to have a layer of aqua blocks and a bunch of river rock. We're going to flow water up through it. We're going to have a kind of right over here, somewhere in this corner, we're thinking of a small waterfall, just to add a little bit of circulation. And we also want to make this very playful for the otters. So otters, super inquisitive animals. They're going to want to look around in between all the rocks and crevices and stuff like that. They're going to be hunting for fish.
Oh yeah.
All types of unique little things. So we want to make it very playful for them to engage them. So we're talking about doing a slide. We picked out that one
big rock.
Cool rock,
yeah.
Over at the stone yard to make like a little slip and slide thing for the otters, where they could actually kind of go inside the waterfall and just get dumped into the pond itself. But we're going to have this whole thing filling up, and then there's going to be a spillway kind of right over in here, and it's going to drop down a series of waterfalls into an underground reservoir. So that'll all be aqua blocks and a pump vault, and then we're just going to recirculate the water back up to the top. The biggest challenge is building everything up. The other challenge that we have is here in South Florida, we could hit groundwater and or we could hit bedrock. When we were working on the other ponds, we did hit both of those at different times. And both of them had different types of challenges. So we have a big machine. So what we're going to probably want to do right away is actually dig down and see how far we could actually go before we actually hit bedrock.
I got about 3, almost 4 feet there in that little pond right there on that spot.
Hit rock or water?
Until I just stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it could. Yeah, I got a lot of white dirt.
Okay.
And then the back fence line over there, I was able to dig 2-3 feet with those posts. Wasn't a problem. But you remember when we did that pond, we hit Cap Rock. So the whole backyard is up and down. I don't know what we're gonna hit. Hopefully it's a good spot.
So once this viewing panel's in place, the other thing we want to do is kind of right where you're standing here, we're going to dig out kind of like a sunken seating area. So we picked out some really cool bench rocks.
Yep.
So really big, giant slabs of stone, about 18 to 24 inches tall. We're going to build those into the edge so you could actually walk down a series of steps, sit down on the bench rocks and kind of view inside of the viewing panel.
Yeah, and the goal is to have that viewing panel exactly right here. So when you walk from that gate, you see the otter swimming and looking at you because they always want to see people.
That's awesome.
That is a big excavator. Here we go. Otter Pond, part 1. It's going down. All right, first hole for the Otter Pond. Or what Ed said, excavation. All right. 8 feet is right there. That's gonna be the top of the glass or the concrete?
Top, glass and concrete.
Glass and concrete. So we're really gonna see Oliver swimming.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's some zoo stuff right there in the backyard. That's what I like to see. Heck yeah. And they are still digging and still working a full day of preparation of digging out the pond and filter systems parts and viewing area parts. And what they're actually digging right now is going to be a 1,500 gallon retention water station spot. The pumps are going to be there too. All the water is going to hold there. So when the pumps turn off, or if I have to clean or anything like that, the water will all fall in there and the water will hold there. So I won't lose all the water and I won't flood my neighbors out. All the water will hold right there. And then I can clean off the wetland that will be all the way down to the bottom over there. The pumps will be there. The pumps will suck to the bottom. They'll push to the bottom of the wetland and percolate up. So everything will get stuck on the bottom of the wetland from the other side. So there won't be getting anything stuck on the bottom. On top of the rocks, but everything will be below in the aqua block so that the water quality will always be crystal clear. We can see through with the viewing panel. We're gonna have a big waterfall right here. So waterfall here, falling down, and then a waterfall falling down over there. It'll make a lot of sense at the end of all this, but this is part one. This is preparation day. This is let's say day one, because we talked about it yesterday, so today is pretty much day one. Day one, day two. We're on day two, but considerably day three. It is Wednesday, and they are still prepping the area. We would have already had aqua blocks, liner, and everything in the ground already. But unfortunately, you guys know how the world is now. Shipping is always delayed in different ways. So because of that being said, all of my stuff won't be here till tomorrow. So we actually were able to have somebody in Fort Myers give us a bunch of the equipment that we need so we can get the preparation really going. So aqua blocks, liners, fabrics, all that stuff, snorkels, everything. So we can get all that lined down for the rock. The rock is supposed to be here today as well. So Fort Myers. So they're driving 2 hours back. So it is like 9 a.m. So everything should be here in 4 hours. But I'll go show you guys what they have going on. They're just making everything as perfect as they can, and then start working with everything they get once everything gets here. Because if everything goes here already, then they were able to really get stuff going with all the equipment and all the stuff that's supposed to be lined up. If you guys haven't seen the video of cleaning out this AQUASCAPE ecosystem right here, make sure you guys go check that out right now. It is alive. It's already been live, and we caught all the fish inside of the front pond. It was a mad show. Check that out. So they are squaring out the area for all the aqua blocks down over there. We have a dirt holding section over there. Everything is pretty much going how it's supposed to go. All the dirt around the whole entire thing has to be at that level right there. So it's pretty freaking high. It has to go all around there, all around there. And then, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. But again, if we already had all the plastics and everything like that, this will already be all lined and everything. But hopefully by the end of today, we'll have all that done. So stay tuned and let's see what we have in store for you all. And yeah, let's keep it going. All right, you guys, so we're at the step of probably bringing the liner and fabric in.
Exactly. Guys just showed up, so they just brought it in, so everything is falling into place. We just finished chiseling out all that stuff, so we had that hard compacted stuff, that base layer.
Yeah.
Got all that stuff taken care of. We are filling up with water.
Yeah,
a little bit of a challenge, but we're used to challenges here with you.
The second time that's happened, I remember that. Last time.
Is.
Doing it in the middle of the night in the cold, it wasn't fun.
No.
But at least it's hot and we're down there working. Well,
Right.
you guys are down there working right now. So yeah, now it's just what? The liner, the fabric,
Liner,
aqua
fabric,
blocks,
aqua blocks.
or snorkel.
Yes, snorkel for the clean out.
Got
It's
it.
going to be super important because of the otters. We want to
Correct.
have really good water quality.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really important.
That's more aqua blocks.
More aqua blocks on that side. 50
That's
of
a
them.
giant intake.
It's a massive, massive intake system.
It looks like a bomb went off, you guys, but I promise Ed has it all planned together and it's gonna look beautiful, just like we did with the aviary enclosure, but the otter enclosure. One of the best enclosures on the ranch. I think every single time we make a better enclosure.
I agree.
But it's gonna be really, really dope. So keep on following along, you guys. And this is gonna be part one of the first part of building the otter enclosure. Let's keep doing it.
All right.
So we got a bunch of cap rock right here, just like we did for the aviary. But all this stuff is gonna be used for making walls for the otter pond to hold dirt up. And then everything that's small that we're able to use and move around, because we have a whole team here, AQUASCAPE is here as well. They're gonna help me grab all the small rocks and we're gonna take them to the aviary enclosure. There are some parts of the aviary that you guys might think it looks absolutely beautiful, but for us, for even Ed, there's some parts that need to have a little bit more rock in the shade cloth. So that'll be part of another video. Stay tuned. I know you guys been really wanting to see the aviary build. It's coming, I promise. Then over here, we have 7 pallets of material. That stuff is actually going to my buddy's Chris's house. He's a private breeder of a bunch of amazing animals that none of you guys probably know about. I've known him for over 12 years. And then the rest of that stuff is going to Sam's place. Sam, Florida tortoise iguana breeders. We got him hooked up with AQUASCAPE as well. He's getting his whole pool into a pond for his 2 pinkin ducks. It's pretty freaking funny. We're gonna get that on video for all you guys too. So part 1 of Otter build. Keep it going. They have so much stuff in here. This is like a warehouse of vans. 2 vans. Everything you need for ponds is inside of here. It's freaking dope. Let's go back and see what else we got going on for today. I know it's a long video, but make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put those post notifications on because we have a ton of action videos coming for you all for 2022. They got the fabric, they got the liner, they got the fabric again, and they're down there putting the snorkel in, AQUASCAPE, and Pond Professor. There you go. Down there, they're getting it all going. And they're holding it all in place because it keeps on popping up with all the water that's down there. Getting everything situated. Day 3 or day 4, I'm not 100% sure, but right back at it, and everything is supposed to get delivered today. So our big old prefabbed panel for our viewing panel, all the river rock that we went to Alabama for. If you guys didn't see that video, go all the way back and check that video out because that was way up the beginning, and we're gonna do that. Yeah, day 3, day 4, here we go. It's gonna be a lot to do today. And 7 to 7, here you go, another 12 hours. Let's knock it out. So the Otter enclosure will be from the 20-foot stretch, the length of the whole entire building, all the way to this corner right here. So what we're doing right now is we're making an entire wall. So with all that giant cap rock we have over there, we're gonna line it all up against this wall so the dirt doesn't fall this way. And this is actually gonna be a whole nother enclosure again. So we pretty much did the whole entire property. We're almost done. And now we're going back to where we started, the first pond on my property. And we're gonna make this thing beautiful once more down the road. Once everything else is done, we'll focus on this, and this will be like the first start, because this was the first one I ever made.
We got rocks.
We finally got the rocks.
This is the first load.
The first load.
Second load hopefully is on its way. But we got the river rock for the wetland filter.
There you go.
We got some of the flat guys over there for covering up that area. And we also have those other ones which are steps.
Oh yeah, some big guys.
Yeah, we got some of those steps. And I think that one might be the seat rock.
Oh yeah.
One of those seat rocks.
This guy drove all the way from Alabama. Sheesh. I remember that drive. Some nice stuff right there. Look at that. All fenced in river rock right from the mountains. That is crazy. Some good stuff right there. And some monster rocks. And we still have another whole truckload of gravel and rocks still to come. Fergie, hey, it's okay. It's only rocks. First pallet of rock went down on the wetland. And then there's gonna be a whole nother pallet, probably 2 more pallets of smaller gravel over the top. The bottom of the pond is gonna be right where the top of that rock is going to be. So it's going to be a pretty deep pond. It's going to be around 3.5 to 4 feet deep. These otters are going to have a pond and a half, and they're going to have a good time. So that's a good view right here.
Go ahead, dump it.
Look at this thing right here. That's gonna be our viewing panel right there. Spot for the otters. That's wild. Here we go. 5,000 pounds of rock. Making sure we secure it the right way to bring it all the way to the back. Don't want no issues. This is our main piece right here. So make sure you guys are subscribed, put the post notifications on, and do everything you guys got to do so you guys are notified to see this video and see the water in this absolutely insane pond that we're building. Oh yeah, better be happy, all in Cali. So like we mentioned earlier, day 4, we've been waiting for this piece right here for the last couple days, and it has finally got here. And that piece has to get put upright. It has to go all the way down in the bottom of that hole and be lined up perfectly with my building right there, because this whole thing is going to turn into a humongous enclosure, like a giant cage, but a whole enclosure, because if not, the otters will come right out of here. They'll be in my neighbor's yard, they'll be at the front door, and they're going to be all over the place. So that cannot happen. It has to be closed off. So that's going to be one of the front connection parts of the whole entire enclosure. You guys will see the whole entire process in a couple other videos, but this is part 1 of the insane otter build. Make sure you guys are giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, put the post notifications on, and let's get this down there. Hopefully have no issues. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. And one last thing I want you guys all to know right now, I need you all right now to go follow Ed the Professor on Instagram and on YouTube, Greg the Pond Guy on Instagram and YouTube. And on top of that, AQUASCAPE has been on that excavator the whole entire time, working his butt off, doing everything very, very gentle and as perfect as he can, doing amazing. And on top of all that, make sure you follow me if you're new here. I hope you're not new here if you've been watching this whole way through already. But other than that, subscribe, like the Instagrams, follow the Instagram, my Instagram, Blake Exotic Animal Ranch, because if you're not, you're missing out all the little details of the insights of new projects coming soon every single time. Because all this is already being shown on Instagram. You would have already saw it if you were following me there. So Blake Exotic Animal Ranch. Yeah, we are working. We are getting this together, and it is an absolute amazing thing. Dreams coming true, and Callie and Oliver are gonna love this enclosure. So we got it in position so we can move the excavator on another spot, probably right over here, and then we're gonna tie it to the top of the beam, pick it up high, drop it down slowly, and we have about 20 to 25 bags of concrete that we're going to use to make it like a little bit of a root system to hold it down just a tad, and then obviously all the rocks and everything else will hold it just in place and it won't move at all. But that is a process right there. There's gonna be a lot of water pushing this way and a lot of stuff pushing that way, so it's not gonna move anyway in any way. There's no way it's gonna move. 5,000 pounds, that thing's gonna sit nice and snug. 5,000 pounds going up. So it didn't look that big of a panel down on the floor, but now standing up, we're definitely gonna see those otters swimming.
Should be okay.
They're gonna be scratching my head. Woo! You hear the dust on the corners over there.
It's creaking. Yeah. Once you start going this way, though, you're gonna be good.
I don't know if you guys are hearing that right now. What are those straps rated for? All right, Ed said they're a lot more than that. We're good. Sender. We're almost up. We're almost up. We're almost up. It's sliding.
Yeah, you're there, Tony.
We're up. That side's up.
Start coming this way.
Oof. Oof. That is epic. Well, if you guys want to see any more of this epic otter enclosure right now, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Check out everybody's channels, and I will see you guys all later. This is going to be an absolute crazy enclosure for Oliver and Callie. And yeah, peace out, everybody. See you guys in the next video, part 2.